Right. Groundhog Day is coming up tomorrow. Punxsutawney Phil is going to freeze his ass off, I think. Improve his aspirations and maybe his inspiration. You take a deep breath. If only because once upon a time immemorial, maybe it was Hanukkah when you were channeling Ramdas and Ram and Sita and Krishna. Consciousness is a funny thing. I re, TPP. You do, you. You take a deep breath. Elsewhere, a chair goes up for the Patriots. Ram Das. Ram Das. What if this is the day for Gronknosis? An average, ordinary day, quotidian as it may seem, a day of the dead, seamless Semites. Take a deep breath. Leftly, loosely, the script is flipped. Drugs are dealt by the Sacklers, and the dearth is full. You cast the wind. Starboard, port. What if the witnessence of Eddie Hillesum? What if it stayed in its lane and it was online with Anne Frank? What if you can only do so much, Herbie? So it goes. Yentl was a Kochleffel. Gittel in a Stettel. Technota. Perestroika. Gringo Glasnost. They pulled out of the IMF today. It's Trump time. After all, you penetrate the panic and the paranoia, the guilt and the greed, the fear and the fractility, the rage and the regret, the shame and the Sharia Shaista law. Bibi the Yahoo is in a rarefied, reified ramification of reality. We're talking Ted here, and Turkey and white trash, talking trauma and talking torch and torture. It's a tart and toss, a tight talk. And there's a triage. Us, the ancestors of the trilobites and the Ediacarans, our Holocenic 36, start here and now. You can't do it all at all. QED. Feynman, Richie Feynman, it turns out, was a super predator, the Harvey Weinstein of physics. You take a deep breath. We are the ones we await. Bert and his wannabes. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. And Wendell, 77, and his 76 trombones. And Mikey's cancer is sleeping. I hope it doesn't wake up. There'd be dark energy in that, and a dark blob of dark matter. And Richard Wright I listened to, Black Boy in Mississippi, hard to listen to, like Raisin in the Sun, Lorraine Hansberry's, listening to that too. And Straight Outta Compton and Dire Straits, the Coke 1% master narrative, official story. It's not a restorative narrative. The Sultans of Swing in the standard model, and it's a Model M Ford. And now we're up to Model TT Covfefe. And the tweetocracy. You take a deep breath on a pentachromatic spectral gap scale. It's not scalable what we're doing. Gringos from the ghetto, they're gonzo and they know that. It's insufferable. You do the transcendental numbers, round it up and down, rarefied, ramified, randomized, infinitesimally integrated and differentiated, incontestable, incandescent, combinatorics. The robo-spiritual Coke 1% AI is a PayPal patriarch, Republicans, Rhett and Bart, and Mav McCain, the Mavericks, straight talkers, but the Keating Five threw us all under the bus. And the Throne Depot is where we all wind up in our homeostasis and peristalsis. And John McCain got made up out of whole white cloth in white holes, in blackface, wholly Trump time fabricated as a man of integrity, a caricature of integrity, voting for the Trump trillion tax dodge. A mansplainer for sure with spleen. And Charles Keating, 5. You take a deep breath. Patriotism is the poster child for Nero fiddling while Rome burns, and Caligula making his horse a senator. That's Mitch McConnell, Caligula's horse. Post-Woodstock, post-Ed Wood, a B film on the B side, Mrs. Lincoln. Look on the bright side. Say it, don't spray it. The books I got here, God, if I had to stay alive long enough to read them all, I'd die at 150, right here, in front of the TV, digitally. How to be famous, and Granta, celebrity, and Ollie Sachs, seeing voices, and on the move, synesthetes, hyper-empaths, parable sowers, ultimate sojourners. We are the ones we await. Level is lubricated. Leverage is layered on, laid on, latch-keyed, literal and lateral, thinking out of the box. You take a deep breath. Counterposes matter, and I fell down on the street today. Almost killed myself, but I think I'm okay. Snap, crackle, and pop. Nothing broke, I don't think. You mean well. You break it down. You tell breathtaking truth to BFFs. You give the benefit of the doubt. And I got 2 pens at the Shields MRI place where they did, in good faith, an IVF in real life with CRISPR-Cas and cashew butter. You take a deep breath. You tongue-lin the rage. For you, Herbie, that's job number 1. So easily cut out and cut up. Outside the envelope, Kundalini arises. I'm coming out as otherly gendered and gentrified and transmagnetically tasered, androgens and anodynes. You take a deep breath on the thermophalophilic, pixelated, fixated, philanthropic phylactics. You teach on Licht. Cave bear clans arise. Us 36, taking it birth by birth and bird by bird. We're skywriting, and we're having our Tibetan sky burial bardo. The vulture capitalists in India with their withered white humpback vultures. Opportunists eating the Roundup ready and all dead now in the Monsanto Mahabharata and the Bhopal Warren Anderson Dow Chemical. They brought India Velveeta and Elvis on velvet and Clapton and Clinton trailers in Haiti with the formaldehyde off-gassing and Teflon Tom in the bloodstream. You take a deep breath, dial 9 to get out, and farcically, finally, you facilitate the realization that we are the ones. You take a deep breath. We can tell our parasympathetic stories as acolytes with tantric healing practice, body, brain, blood, and bone, friendly effing stories 2.0. We understand the storyline could be long or short. There's a geological flash fiction that Trump time is all about. And then we may be at loose ends post-Holocene, leftly, loosely, lurking in the LIGO gravity waves. Take a deep breath. We are the ones we await in microgravity Q-waveable bits of Planckian intervals. There is a great derangement and a rapid recursion of the retro pushback. And we're all being blown back into the black face of business as usual. The great oxygenation is going on in the ozone layer, and the great oxidation event is happening ontogenously. Okie dokie, Eddie Hillesum, Eva Hoffman's intro of Hannah Arendt and Eve Ensler hitting the wow, whoa. You take a deep breath, old man. You won't be hitting the wow, but wailing in your wassail and nailing it. And hail to the chief. If that no-name slob wasn't president no more, that nauseating, Nakba-driven, Schwarze, please, Habibi, Beshert. Take the time, we're going south, quick, in triple Lutzes, geologically. You tongue lin the trochees to iams. You flip the script with pterodactyls and conodonts. You take a deep breath. You got your astrocladistics and your cosmogonies, each with a distinct multiverse and embranes, cosines of cosmochemistry at intervals of astral alchemy, auras with the chakra of sushumi and sushi, personified in Ravi and the Gita and the poetaster laureate of Chelmsford. You take a deep breath, Moishi Kapoor. The Messiah is here. Okay, go Kate. We're done. Been there, done that.